Well, that's the end of the 14-day welcome gift. We have Greninja. Ranged Attacker Expert difficulty. Give him a go at some point. What I kind of want to do today, though, is, well, ask and you shall receive. Been saying for the last couple of videos that I hope the game kind of gets a balance patch soon. We're getting one tomorrow. And even better than that, we already have the patch notes. So let me just scoot around the 10,000 different areas of this menu to get all my rewards. How am I even doing with the battle pass, actually? I'm up to 43. And how many levels are there? 90. So I'm almost halfway. Oh, what is that I've just seen? What is that? Oh, that is a nice jacket if I have anything to say about it. Might get my hands on that. Shoes are a little bit loud though. Okay, so we have patch notes. I don't know how many of you will have seen these patch notes, but I'm going to kind of just read them out. So should I say spoiler alert? It's coming tomorrow. What I will say is these patch notes are quite vague. They don't go into much detail. It says update details, bug fixes, text fixes, and then it says when it's going to be coming out. And then we get into some character specific stuff. So Charizard is the first one. Flamethrower, cooldown reduced, effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened. Fire Punch, effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened. And Fire Blast, reduced cooldown, effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened. So Charizard is pretty much getting buffed across the board. They're going to have less cooldown, and when they say effects, I'm presuming they mean the burn. Otherwise, I feel like they would just say damage dealt. So the cooldown's getting buffed and his burning's going to get buffed as well. Talonflame. Acrobatics. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Aerial Ace. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Aerial Ace Plus. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. And Fly. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. So again, same thing with Talonflame basically, except he seems to just be getting like all damage buffs. That's good because I've always kind of wanted to try Talonflame, not just because I have the outfit. He seems really underwhelming, at least in comparison with the speedsters that we already have. I know when you think of it from the perspective of you're putting him up against Gengar and Zeraora, then it's like, did he really have a hope in hell? Feels really, how'd you say? He fucking sucks, basically. So Talonflame's getting buffed, that's good. Venusaur is getting buffed. Sludge Bomb's getting a damage buff and a poison buff. Then we get to Petal Dance, and it says here, move upgrade. Now, as we go through the notes, there are going to be a few moves that say this. Don't actually know what that means. The only thing I could think is that it means they're going to completely rework the move, because I feel like if it was just something as simple as, oh, they're going to increase the damage or the secondary effect, then they would kind of just say that. They said Sludge Bomb, damage dealt, increased, effects on opposing Pokemon, strengthened. Like, that's kind of clear. That tells you what's happening. Petal Dance, it just says move upgrade, so I presume they're going to kind of rework the move somehow, but sort of like make it better. Solar Beam's getting a cooldown reduction. Don't know why. I thought Solar Beam was actually a pretty busted move, to be honest. Like, you could snipe people with it from so far away. You can kill people who aren't even on your screen. That's how good Solar Beam is. But yeah, they're going to reduce the cooldown on that. Absol. My area. It says he's going to have some bug fixes with his basic attack. Night Slash and Sucker Punch are both getting a damage buff. And then that's it. So that's good for two reasons. One, they're not touching Psycho Cut or Pursuit. So they obviously, you know, Absol is kind of how they want him, but they're also buffing his other two moves, which is interesting for Absol specifically, because I haven't really played around with Night Slash or Sucker Punch, but apparently they are both actually quite good. But it seems like they're kind of trying to go with this, let's make all the moves as good as each other so that there isn't just kind of one universal playstyle for each character, which is good. That's a good thing. Wigglytuff, the following stats have been increased: defense, special defense, and HP. Ugh. Sing, effects on opposing Pokemon's you what? Why? Sing is already one of the most annoying things in the entire game. What, do you really need it to put me to sleep for longer? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Double Slap is getting a damage buff. Dazzling Gleam, it says bug fixes. Why are they buffing Sing? Why? That's Wigglytuff. Eldegoss, Cotton Guard's getting nerfed. Cotton Spore's getting buff. And Cotton Cloud Crash is getting nerfed a little bit. I've never played Eldegoss, so I have like no idea how she works. I know she's supposed to be kind of like the healer. He, she, it, like, fuck if I know. Eldegoss is very much a kind of healing character, and it seems like all the healing moves are getting toned down, including the ultimate. Okay, fair enough. Cinderace.
Later, bitch.
This character has been completely removed from the game and replaced with Forsyth. Yeah, I wish. Cinderace has had an attack nerf. Blaze Kick has been nerfed. Feint is getting a move downgrade. So again, my interpretation of that is they're going to completely rework the move. And then Pyro Ball's getting a damage buff. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with Pyro Ball getting a damage buff, because the thing that pisses me off about Cinderace is, one, her basic attack is way too good. And second of all, Feint is just... Feint needs to fucking get in the bin. It's like Cinderace is already a ranged character, and then the fact that Feint gives you a speed buff and makes you completely invincible. Oh, there's just no need for it. Just fuck off. So Feint is going to get a downgrade, which I presume is just a fancy way of saying they're going to rework it. Pyro Ball's getting a damage buff, and Blaze Kick is getting a damage nerf, even though no one uses Blaze Kick and everyone uses Pyro Ball. Okay, Gengar, here we go. Methane. Basic attack bug fixes. Shadow Ball, damage dealt increased. Thank you. Hex, move downgrade. They're going to rework Hex, and then Dream Eater, move upgrade. Yes. Yes. They're actually going to make Gengar a proper character. You have no idea how happy that makes me. I have no idea how they're going to rework Hex. I will see, I guess. Zeraora. This is an interesting one. Spark is getting bug fixes. Wild Charge is getting a damage buff and a reduced cooldown. And Plasma Gale. Oh, that's his ultimate. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon decrease. Okay, so his ultimate's getting a damage nerf. Wild Charge is getting buffed. They're not touching Discharge. I can see the very deliberate, they're buffing Wild Charge, I guess to encourage people to use that instead. I mean, they obviously think that Discharge is fine how it is. Just take a sip of my tea. I don't know, maybe the plan long term is to kind of, instead of nerfing Zera, maybe they want to try and buff everyone up to his level. Obviously, they're going to tone down Gengar because he was just too much, and Cinderace was just too much. But they're obviously kind of happy with where Zeraora is. So I don't know, maybe the players, they want to try and bring other characters up to his level. I think if anything, I'd prefer that. Make the game faster, not slower. Cramorant is getting, Whirlpool's getting nerfed, and Dive is getting buffed. I don't play Cramorant, but I'm sure Shadow will be pleased to know. Machamp, basic attack bug fixes. Cross Chop is getting a damage nerf. And Close Combat is getting a damage buff. Okay, cool. Don't really know what else I'm supposed to say about that. Lucario is just all bug fixes. Greninja, bug fixes. And Alola Ninetales. Really hoping that was going to say we assassinated her. They're fixing some bugs with Snow Warning. That's her ability, I think. And that's it. They're the patch notes. So what do we kind of take away from that then? Well, Gengar's finally getting nerfed. I mean, here's like, the thing is, for me, I don't even consider it a nerf. For me, it's a buff because I want to use moves like Shadow Ball and I want to use Dream Eater. I don't want to do the stupid Hex Sludge Bomb shit. So like, I'm more than happy for that to just go. And they're going to actually make his other moves better. For me, that's a buff. Like, it means he can actually be a character now rather than just a fucking flush your fucking brain down the toilet. And Discharge survives. Okay.